Hello and welcome to GameTales. Skyrim, Forsworn. You want to know who the Forsworn are? We are the people who must pillage our own land, burn our own ground. We are the Scourge of the Nords, the axe that falls in the dark, the scream before the gods claim your soul. We are the true sons and daughters of the Reach. The Forsworn, also known as Witchmen of High Rock, are a clan of Reachmen who are mostly encountered throughout the highlands of the Reach. Part Breton and part Nord, the Reachmen are natives of the Reach who have been engaged in a centuries-old rebellion and bitter power struggle with the Nords of Skyrim for control of the province's westernmost hold. The Forsworn, widely considered as a clan or tribe, are greatly feared among many people of the Reach. Their warriors are notorious for being zealous in their cause to capture the Reach. The Reach has historically been riddled with strife and turmoil because of its strategic location between High Rock and Skyrim, as well as for its rich silver mines. This has caused the two provinces to fight bitterly over its ownership. Over the centuries, the intermingling of Bretons and Nords in the region began to create a regionally distinct offshoot of Bretons called the Reachmen. These men and women of the Reach are the most closely linked to the distant Mer blood of any of the races of men, as well as being part Nord. This diversity encouraged the development of a unique culture over a period of centuries. Following the Nords' conquest of the Reach, which they had laid claim to and held, a deep-rooted hatred of the Nords has since become ingrained in their culture. Despite being ousted from power and culturally ostracized, they still view the entirety of the hold as their ancestral land and do not accept the Nordic occupation of the region, nor the Empire's legal authority over it. They briefly succeeded in taking control of Markarth until Ulfric Stormcloak and his men were enlisted by the Jarl to retake the city, causing the death of many Reachmen in the battle to reclaim the walled city. They have since taken on the name of the Forsworn, though it is unclear if this was by their choice or was imposed upon them by the Nords to further encourage the perception of them as the aggressors in the conflict. Regardless, they have organized and formed a resistance, attempting to infiltrate Markarth, occupying the nearby forts and outposts, attacking its supply lines and its neighbouring mines, all in an effort to weaken the Nord and imperial control of the region. The Forsworn are rumoured to worship the Daedric princes and several other ancient Etada, whom they refer to as the Old Gods, and have a long history of consorting with hagravens, who can often be encountered inside of Forsworn encampments, serving as spiritual leaders. Many male Forsworn, due to their worship of hagravens, have offered their hearts to them in exchange for resilience and combat prowess. This leads to the creation of the powerful Forsworn Briarheart. Not much is known about the Forsworn's inner workings. The Vigilants of Stendar, however, have investigated the Forsworn's practices and traditions, considering them occult. They are known to deal with both witches and hagravens, who are their main magical and spiritual leaders, and commit terrible practices such as offering their hearts to hagravens to become Forsworn Briarhearts. The Forsworn wage a constant guerrilla campaign across the Reach. Their warriors are fearless fanatics who will often tattoo themselves or inflict self-pain to get themselves into a battle trance. Forsworn Ravengers are most notable in these instances, as they often work themselves up into a battle frenzy. However, they lack a sense of organisation and are limited to mostly ambush tactics. It should be noted that the religion of the Reachmen differs from that of the Bretons of High Rock. Instead of worshipping one main entity, they instead worship multiple types of gods. For example, in some Forsworn camps, Aedra altars can be found with several Forsworn members praying at them. They also are rumoured to widely accept Daedric princes such as Azura and Hircine, the latter due to them mimicking his appearance. However, one custom truly unifies the clan as a whole: the reverence of hagravens. Within proximity of nearly every Forsworn camp, there will be at least one hagraven. Reachmen on several occasions refer to the old gods, but give no indication of who or what these deities are. In Cinder Mine, Madanak mentions that the Nords stopped the Reachmen from worshipping their gods following the Markov incident of 4E 176. It is unknown if the ban on the worship of the old gods of the Reach was still enforced as of 4E 201. Forsworn equipment is distinguished by its use of bone, fur and feathers. It is of a primitive, albeit effective, design, and is surprisingly valuable. According to their fighting techniques and equipment, Forsworn prefer to use dual-wielded weapons with unmatched skill, which may be the explanation for the lack of any Forsworn two-handed weapons or shields. Their bows are especially powerful for their weight. Forsworn armor is statistically identical to leather armor, while their weapons are on par with dwarven. Their arrows, however, are considerably weaker, being weaker than iron arrows.